Okay, we're starting a little earlier right now, making sure everything is on. We're recording. It's very moment at 9:52 p.m. Standard Time, and we are recording. So I see my volume and everything. So I'm going to go ahead with the program. And for anyone that begins at 10, this is going to be called No Limits. It is July the 1st, 2013 for the Circle of Grace One's live webcast program. This is number 2. We're here every first Monday of the month with a 1 p.m. show as well as a 10 p.m. show on the first Monday of each and every month. And we were here last month, which was June. So we're back again July the 1st. So this is a very special time frame for this. It is the eve for the Circle of Grace 1 14th anniversary, which is tomorrow. The Circle of Grace 1 was founded on July 1990 under the aegis and the anointing of the Angel of Grace through divine providence. It started its own very first spiritual and metaphysical institute called the Circle of Divine Grace on February the 7th, 2009. So the institute is 4 years old, and the Circle of Grace 1, which is the grandmother of the Circle of Divine Grace and Remembrance, Spiritual and Metaphysical Ministry, the Circle of Grace 1, will be celebrating its 14th anniversary tomorrow. So we want to also let people know that out here and we are present. I'm not going to be in the well, I might be in the room. And if I could put out a little shout out to Twitter and Facebook, and we hope that you get this information right away. We're on and been on about a minute or so. What is actually wonderful about broadcasting, whether it's here on Ustream.tv or on other websites, is an opportunity for everybody to connect with this information and be able to receive it. Now, these programs coming back on this right now, they're gonna, with the video live programs, they're gonna be approximately 30 to 45 minutes long. As time goes on, I'm gonna stretch them out a little longer where you're getting an hour program in. You can always come to Ustream.tv and look up at the end, and you can go to my page with some of the archive shows. There are about 47 shows in there, and this is number 48. I've been broadcasting time off from broadcasting through Ustream.tv, but I started with Ustream.tv as far back as June 29th, I believe it was, 2009, and previously I was with another website back then. So I've been broadcasting online since November the 2nd of 2008 on many various websites. I also have an internet radio program called the Revels-Bey show, which you could listen to live every at 12 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which is 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But you could go to www.spreaker.com and look up the Francis Revels-Bey show. You can go right there into a live 30-minute internet radio broadcast. So today, what we're doing is we're extending that. This afternoon, no limits. No limits. So no more limits for us. And I was going to do at 1 p.m., but I didn't quite record or stick here on Ustream at 1 p.m. So I'm back here about a few minutes before 10 p.m. So I just want to give everyone here a little fill-in, a little background that the Circle Grace One is a very powerful spiritual and metaphysical institute. It's open to just about anyone. You don't have to pay any dues. in your membership now. I'm not doing that at the moment, but it's been around officially 15 years tomorrow, and I just might come on with a live video uh, program broadcasting tomorrow or an internet radio show, either just to celebrate the 14th anniversary of Grace One. And this is my way of getting more information, more gifts of grace, divine grace, sharing that with my immediate audience and people around the country, and some people outside the country are able to tune in through their computers and watch or listen to my shows. You can also go to www.youtube, youtube.com, and look up Circle Grace One there. You will see some of the previous video streams that I upload to that show, pre-recorded programs, as well as listen to some of the speaker.com at Circle Grace One, which is the Francis Revels-Bey show, internet radio show, logged right there also. And so we have these three specific venues in which you can do that. Hopefully next year, I may have an opportunity to invest where you can go to a home page. I have a home webpage website, which is circleofgrace1.net, and I might maybe next year develop another website and try to set it up so that you can go straight to my website and watch a live show. So investigating that a little bit and hopefully doing some research. Hopefully very soon you'll be able to tune in, watch those programs, and this will be an exciting time so people could go to the website rather than travel all over the internet to the various websites, be able to go to my home website, and then about a year or so go to my home site and click on a link, and wow, you're right there. Watch it on the website, get all the information that's right there. So I think a lot of people are coming out and enjoying this as golden opportunity to be able to connect with this information online. This is really important right now that we get a lot of this information out to people on the website, on the internet, so that you can receive this and upgrade yourself. Be able to really tune in, and the Circle Grace One is going to allow you to tune into some live meditation. One of the fortes that I do here is allow you to participate in a live mission online. You know, you don't have to do everything. I will in the future put some on DVDs and CDs. I want you to be able to come to the website channel and participate right then and there. So this is a golden opportunity. It is now 10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I'm going to get ready with this. I would like to open this up with prayer. Through divine power and by divine grace, may anyone who is going to be witnessing this show, watching this show at this very moment, may you be blessed in such a way that what you hear here, you'll be able to utilize right away. So maybe you'll be able to share it with a loved one, family member, or an elder, or a neighbor, or a stranger that you might meet the next day. May you be blessed. May you be able to receive it in its full form of clarity and concentrated energy for you. Now, and so shall it be. Amen. Now, sometimes I use crystals. I have a lot of kyanite here and selenite in different forms. I have a selenite cluster here of a different type, and we'll hold that up. I use a little selenite. I have selenite behind me on the altar, and the other way you see right behind me this way here, you see a reflection, and you can't see the crystal there. Big clear quartz generator up there, and cluster, and here I have some celestite. You know, put a little closer to some celestite here, and I like to work with crystals around. And I have some kyanite here, and put that up there for you to see. You like to work with kyanite, my presence, and I have another one, which is I believe this one here is a apophyte. It's pretty good for cleansing and clearing of emotions and elevating and radiating that energy. And I also have a Brazilian quartz. It almost looks like amethyst or pink quartz, but it is a Brazilian cluster quartz here. And again, I just like to, work with a lot of things. It's all God made, so it's not voodoo as people might think. It's not witchcraft. People want to think that. But here is a chunk of selenite that I like to work with, and it flakes a lot when you pick it up. So I have like little seedlings all over the place here. But these are some of the various things I like to work with. And sure enough, we like to use just some rocks here coming straight from the earth. This was a piece that I got. I asked, may I have it? It was out on the Arizona side of the Grand Canyon region where I was out there this spring. And then I have some other big chunks. This particular big chunk was allowed for me to have. This has a little bit of jasper running through it. And it was out of the, I think it was called Rock County area down in southern New Mexico, around by Deming and Silver Springs, or Silver City, not too far from there. So I was able to receive this one. And you always ask the universe, you just don't take something because you think you see it or think you should have it. Think these things as these wonderful elements as being children of the earth. And so before you just reach and take, ask permission, wait till you feel that sensation come over your heart, and then you can walk with it and use it in such a way. And I have them all over the place. So to share that with you. Always, if you have stones or gemstones, polished or in rough form, have them around, work with them. Feel the energy come from them. That's very, very important right now. It's not just stuff. These are living elements that are around us, that have been around much longer than we have, so we might as well get acclimated to it and get to know it. And by doing so, it makes it more sensitive to our natural environment. Okay, so what I want to do right now, I want to share this program that I was wanting to do at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. It didn't come across. I get a chance to do it right. And it's called No Limits. Okay, the purpose of this is to let you know that there are varying degrees and varying steps. And one of the things about the Circle of Grace One as a spiritual and metaphysical mission, meditation is at its core, and the steps within the meditation at its core deal with prayer, affirmation, meditation, and decrees. Now, what is a prayer? Where a prayer is your way of communicating with the divine source, the divine, universal, grand source and source. You might do that verbally, you might do that silently, but it is a communication where you're, reaching out, reaching within, where the core essence of spirit is on the inside of you. And then there is an affirmation, and an affirmation is understanding what the truth is and making it firm, establishing a firm foundation, strength within yourself, within your consciousness. And that is an affirmation. Affirmation is you're dealing with a truth that you know that is in existence, a truth that you can feel, a truth that you can think about, and you're just making it blossom throughout your life to give you a firmer foundation. Then, of course, there's meditation. And there's either silent meditation or interactive meditation, what we call guided meditation. In fact, a series of creative patterns. And it's been a while. I was going to put out a book on it back in 2002, and I didn't get a chance to. I do plan on putting that together in a pamphlet or booklet format and getting out to people. And be some glorious journeys in there that you're going to be able to work with, and I've revised it and add some new ones, new updated ones that are really working for people right now. And then, of course, meditation is finding your center of who you are and rooted and connected that. And then last, there's a decree. And what is a decree? Well, a decree is a authoritative statement that has no reservations in it, meaning that you're not leaving anything out and you have no sense of doubt, but you do know truth is in action. Truth is happening in your life all the time. You're receiving it, you're accepting it, and you're in from the most subtle and subliminal level all the way up into a pure conscious level. So a decree is your ability to speak a word. Speak a word, and that word will be strong enough, carrying an impact flow of energy that will allow you to bring something that's already manifested in the spiritual and in the etheric world, in the astral worlds, and in the emotional worlds, and in the mental world, and make it concrete in your material world. So it is a process, and we begin to break down and get past our personal ego and begin to remember that we have this integral divine connection that's infinite and never separate from anything else. And that's things that we're learning so much the past 30 years. We're learning that we're integrated, connected to everything all the time. And so that's why sometimes you can get up some days and feel very happy, and other times you might feel a little sadness. That little sadness that you get, that happy feeling you get, is the fact that you are tuned in on another frequency, another level, and someone is connected to you, or someone that you have a sensitivity to in your environment. You are feeling whatever they are experiencing. And so this is it for you to know. Well, I have about 6 cards here. And with these 6 cards here, I want to be able to express the keynote card, which is no limits. And the way it reads is, and it's really an affirmation, divine grace has no limits and no walls. All of that is powerful, but there's another part to it. Read the first part again. Divine grace has no limits and no walls, as it blesses all through the presence of unconditional love. What does that mean? Well, unconditional love means, yes, there's no attachment, no strings attached. It's not like I love you this way and therefore you must love me in this way. Because love must be bestowed upon yourself first before you can bestow that love to someone else. You must be able to embrace love, recognize self-love, which is really your value, your self-worth, and be able to put that in motion. Be able to activate that divine energy within inside your consciousness, rooted deep inside your heart. So this is how important. So if we use this as an affirmation, we could simply say, I affirm that divine grace has no limit and no walls, and blesses all through the presence of unconditional love. So if you take that for a moment, just begin to get into your countenance, into your aura, into your mind, into your heart, to be able to receive that and begin to meditate upon that. As you do that, keep in mind that divine grace, meaning the beauty and essence of the Spirit of divinity in you, blesses you and opens you up and makes your life smooth out and become easier. There are no limits to it. There are no hopes. So here's a direct message now to the spirit man and spirit woman here. And I just read it as it says, spirit man, spirit woman. You are in the midst of creating anew. Listen to your heart. Your heart is infinite. So, if you can recognize, identify yourself as spirit man, spirit woman, that's the form in which you come in. You are a spiritual sentient being. You have to realize that you are in the midst of creating anew. That means you're always in the state of creation, and everything in the universe is constantly in motion, constantly being created. Energy working off of energy, energy resonating, other energy radiating out through the universe. So Everything is in motion. Even nighttime is in motion. There are organisms and animals that only move around at night. There are plants that grow in the night because of the moonlight. There are plants that grow during the daytime because of the solar energy. So you got creatures and you got day creatures. And here we have our ability to see and move and act, whether it's daytime or nighttime. So you are affecting everything, impacting everything with your energy. So you're always in the midst of creating new, because with your thoughts, you are empowered to create things. And thoughts become a thing. In other words, they begin to collect various elements. It becomes an image first. In your mind, it may collect sound and color, okay, and that vibrates and begins to take on various forms and shapes. And then you start to feel it, which means you magnetically pull upon the image, and you begin to feed into it, and you begin to cultivate it with your emotions, feels, your different levels of sensitivity, and so later you, which are being an integral part of the universe, you begin together co-create with the universe, you, and make that thought thing feel concrete in your life, because you can feel presence around you. It's just like the clouds. Where precipitation takes place, water being drawn up out of the ponds, the moisture in the air collecting. As the clouds get heavy enough and release water and call it rain. Excuse me. Well, sometimes you must reinvent who you are in order to see any form of transformation. Sometimes you must reinvent who you are in order to see any form of transformation. Well, what would that be telling us? Well, think of it. You ever think of actors, singers, performers, and they go out and about their work, and their audience is adjusted to the type of music that they're laying out. And then all of a sudden, they feel this urge to change. Maybe not so much that they're getting bored, but they have work creativity enough with their performances, and they decide they want to put forth a new image. Well, they have to reinvent that new image around what? New music, or create the new music around the new image. And when one can successfully reinvent themselves, then they have done what? They have transformed, and their fans go along with that new music. Their fans go along with all of the beauty that's coming out, all of the rhythm energy that's coming out, and they're able to relate to it. Why? Because the music, the creativity that singer, performer, artist, rap star has placed in it, musician, dancer, you name it, has placed themselves in it, have decided to reinvent, just change. Think of the French word, I think it is venir, which means to come. So you want those who are in your audience to come along with it, and so you're creating a new energy feed, a new pool of energy in which they can celebrate the new music with you. So when you reinvent yourself, you're putting yourself for your audience, and within your audience are feeling that change, and you're able to shift. And as you're able to shift, you begin the process of the transformation. And what is transformation? Is actually changing your appearance, changing your form, changing the order in which you do things, changing how you express, how you dress, how you speak, how you communicate. So you're able to just put more of yourself out there. And just watch the various people in the entertainment world that do that. In essence, athletes do too, especially those that play team sports. When they get traded from one team to the next, it's like they're being reinvented. They wear a different uniform. The team they used to play for now playing against them. So they're reinventing themselves or being reinvented so that they should be able to become more prosperous, uh, score more points, have a higher percentage rate of batting, have more of the run averages, or whatever you want to call it, whatever sport that they're in. But it's designed to make them do what? To grow and to impact the team that they're in, therefore impact the fans that follow them. Everybody is reinventing themselves. Next is balance will be obtained through moderation. What is moderation? It's the act of pacing yourself. It's the act of monitoring yourself. You know, eat in moderation. What is that? Eating in moderation is eating just begin to get full. So you just satisfy the craving of food that you have without stuffing yourself. It's like you got to drink water to satisfy your thirst, but you just don't overdo it. You drink to satisfy your thirst. You drink to hydrate yourself. That is water. Think of balance. Balance fits into harmony. You need to be harmonizing with your environment and maintaining balance with your environment, a dance with your environment. So one part of that dance with your environment to create that harmony and that balance or that equality. That balance is to use moderation in everything that you do. And if you use moderation, if we use moderation in everything that we do, we are then achieving a state of balance, which is we're in harmony. We're not abusing anything, we're not wasting anything, in tune with it, and well, we're aligning ourselves to our environment, to the spiritual and the divine essence that is present. And when we do all of these things, when we recognize that we're creating in the midst, when we're recognizing that we do this, we have no limits and no walls, we're blessing everything with the presence of unconditional love, no strings attached. You see, we're listening to the heart because the heart is the seat of infinity. The heart is the seat of communication. The heart is the seat of the soul in a sense within ourselves. The seat of additional love and divine compassion and divine grace. So we're able to be blessed by the presence of all that is and is inside of the billions and trillions of cells in our body. There's this sense of overall balance because we're using moderation. Here's another thing. We know when all of this is taking place, what is happening? It's letting us know that we're always desiring change in our lives. And we are desiring changes in our lives. What we are doing is that we are expanding our awareness. We observe everything that's going on around us, but we begin to expand it now. We take more things into our peripheral view, not just what's 100, not just a 90-degree angle is perpendicular to us, not just in front of us 180 degrees. We take what's behind us as well, energy that will flow through. And as we expand our awareness, we then expand ourselves, and your life begins to expand. So here's an affirmation. I affirm right now that I desire change, and as I desire change, I expand my awareness. I affirm that I'm expanding my awareness, I'm expanding myself, I'm expanding my life here and now. So you're allowing yourself to do what? To grow. And when we allow ourselves to grow, then comes this very important key. Abundance and prosperity are everywhere. Abundance and prosperity are everywhere. That means there's plenty for everyone. When we change our awareness and our consciousness, we're able to participate in the greater world as infinity, an infinite world, an infinite being, an infinite essence, and everything is infinite. There are no limitations. There can't be. There's no lack. There can't be. Plenty of abundance, plenty of prosperity. When you are prospering, you're growing abundantly. And when you have abundance, you're prospering. And both are, there are no limits, no walls. Now, the only time I establish limits and walls, the only time that you might do that, and you have a lot of, you are aware that you have abundance of energy, and you want to overwhelm anything else in their energy field, in their auric field. So you would the boundaries of that other being, that person that's in your surroundings. So you would pull back energy just enough that you're not overwhelming someone. It's the same in conversation. Sometimes we get very excited in conversation, right? Talk over somebody. We really don't mean to do it. But you have to become more conscious and aware and more observant of yourself. Um, Remember, everybody's a spiritual sentient being, and everybody's opening up, and everybody's receiving information all the time. So when you are totally aware of this, then you learn how to interact in a most intimate way. And the way that you can interact in a conversation is sometimes, and most of the time, you want to be a good listener. Why? Because then you are attentive to the moment. You are forever being present. You're not thinking about what you want to tell. You're not thinking about your response. By listening mindfully, with great awareness and great sensitivity, you can begin to have a full understanding of what one is saying to you, what one is trying to say to you. There you can ask proper questions at the right time. And you're just going to ask a question to be foolish or show off. You're going to ask a question because you truly want to understand what one is saying to you. Likewise, if you have a question about anything, eventually you realize that the answer is embedded in the question. So it's very important to become a good listener. You don't want to have any limits on listening. You don't want to have any limits anywhere, because why? You want to be able to grow. You want to be able to prosper abundantly. And everyone that you meet along your path can assist you in the growth process. And the more people that you meet, the bigger your level of understanding is going to be. And sometimes if there's just a small group that you're connecting with, within that small group, everybody has an expanded awareness. Everybody is a spiritual sentient being. So tonight's program was No Limits. Think of all the different ways that you free yourself of limitation, of restrictive behavior, restrictive thinking, restrictive doing. Sit down and just think about it. Is there anything that you might be doing that's creating an issue where other people may not understand what you're saying, or understand what you're doing, or feel limited in your presence? Maybe you could help someone overcome the feeling of limitation in their life. Maybe you could help someone have a better understanding. Well, I hope this particular program, Circle of Grace 1, Notes, on July the 1st, 2013, we came on just a tad earlier to check everything out. This studio and essence of this broadcast, we've been on about 30 minutes or so, and I'm not going to hold you any longer, but I want to thank you when you do view this show, that you get something out of it, that it blesses you and your loved ones. I appreciate you watching the program either in its recorded format in the archives, or stepping live and watching it. Well, I will be back on the first Monday, which will be August 5th, if I'm not mistaken. The first Monday will be August 5th In fact, I could check my calendar. Excuse me for a moment, reaching out of your view. But I will be on, yes, Monday, August the 5th at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time and 10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time with new live webcast programs. And that will be live webcast program number 5, yes, and number 6 on Monday, August 5th, 2010. Well, thank you for watching this show. If you want to be in touch with me, you could simply email me at IAM, that's the letters IAM, circle of grace with one at yahoo.com, yahoo.com. Or you can use my Gmail address, which is iam.circlegrace1 at gmail.com. There's a third one, Bishop Francis, BishopFrancis at Circle of Grace with the number 1.net. You can always Skype me at Brother Francis Revels-Bey or 973-685-5978 and leave me a message on my spiritual prayer, meditation, and decree request line, which is 505-717-4722. Well, thank you very much for joining me. Tomorrow I may be back with a live webcast, actual live webcast, or a audio presentation at Freaker.com to celebrate the 14th anniversary of Circle. Well, thank you so much for your time. Circle Grace One was founded on July 6, 1999 AD under the aegis and the anointing of the Angel of Grace through divine providence. It gave birth to its very own spiritual and metaphysical institute called the Circle of Divine Grace and Remembrance on February the 7th, 2009. Well, thanks so much again. I appreciate your presence here and your support. Until next time, remember that divine grace is a blessing as we are alive and well in the age of remembrance. See you next time.